welcome back to my channel. No, thank you for catching me in today's energy update. I'm not sure exactly how long um the time frame will be for this energy update because we are no longer bound to time. There has been a death to time. And I want to give a shout out to who is this? Sente Morte, the saint of death. Um, and I feel like it's no coincidence that that presence is very near. I don't feel like, don't get scared, because I don't feel like it's a bad death at all. Like, a lot of people fear death. And I think that's what's happening. This is what the energy is bringing, like a death to certain situations. But that's the thing about it. It's nothing to fear. I feel like this deity is really showing up to put a death to things of the old way of things, because the old way will no longer be able to exist. Like, it has no choice but to die, because the old way can't exist in new energy. It's just not gonna happen at all. Like, even if you may try, it's not gonna work. So I feel like it's a death to things going on with this particular energy. It's a lot of deaths taking place. The most common is the death to ego. The death to ego. And this could be in so many different senses, because sometimes people just think when you speak of ego, it's like in an egotistical way. That's like, in a way that's arrogant, or, you know, just wanting what it wants. And that's the main thing. The ego wants what it wants. So a lot of our old habits that we exhibit comes from a ego sense. And ego is just a false identity, I would say. So it's a death to this false identity. Like, the real is real now. Like, the real is here. The truth behind things is here. There's no more illusions. So a lot of people are experiencing transformations, which is also represented by death, ending one cycle or ending one phase and entering a new one. A lot of people are afraid of death because of the unknown. Like, once it ends, then what? What happens? A lot of people fear dying, because who knows what happens once you leave this plane. People have beliefs, but that's it. That's all you have is your beliefs. Like, you don't know for sure, or you don't remember. But I feel like it's like what's taking place is a different cycle at an elevated state. So I don't know how long this energy is in place, so I'm not gonna put no time frame to it. Like, I can't even tell you the date. I don't even know what today's date is. All I know is Friday, I think. I haven't been keeping up with dates, or that's not the first thing on my mind. Is like, oh, what is today's date? Like, whatever the date is fine, because time no longer exists, and everything happens in divine timing. Like, time is not real. So I'm going to pull some cards for this energy, like additional messages for this energy. Working with 3 decks, keeping it simple. This here is the healing with the angels. And that card just flew on out. I can't get it. Okay. Ooh. Please, no more cards dropping. Okay. That card flew out. The first one. That's a very important message. That card wanted to flip, but it didn't. I said no more cards. Okay. So we have quite a few cards that fell that time, and we're going to use them. Okay, so with the underlying energy, we have blessings. And I'm sorry it's getting dark. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but underlying energy is a blessing. So know that what you're going through at this particular time, it is a blessing. And it may be a, disguised blessing, because you might not be able to see it at this particular time. But know that it's blessings that's happening because of this transformation that's taking place. A lot of people are experiencing transformations, especially when it comes to the way that they once view something, or a certain mindset, a certain behavior. Like, a lot of people are putting an end to bad, well, I'm not going to say bad, because it all served a purpose, but putting to end those behaviors and mindsets that no longer serve their highest good. Because I feel like people are now in position to serve their highest good. And that's why all these blessings are coming in. It's a lot of blessings that's coming in every area. Financially, in love, in family, in business, in careers, in dreams, ambitions. Like, one thing I will say, these things are right within reach. You just have to get up and get it. And that was a message from Spirit just now when I dropped those cards. Like, I had to kind of put some effort to grabbing them, and I feel like that's exactly what Spirit is saying. Like, it's going to take a little effort, but it's going to be effortless. It's going to be effortless, but it's going to take some effort. Just take that first step. Lean forward and grab it. Grab your blessings, because they're all around. Look at that message of hope. Spirit, yes, thank you. The next card is children. And I feel like, okay, with this particular card, this could be in a literal sense when it comes to children. Some people are conceiving, or some people are conceiving at this time. Some people's focus are on children. And possibly when it comes to blessings, like making sure that there's a legacy in state for their children. Some people are dealing with their inner child and allowing their inner child to be set free, because that's what really keeps a lot of people in bondage. But there's been a death to certain things, and I feel like that's so funny. Yeah, that's the next card. That's the next card, because I feel like it's been a lot of self acceptance about where, you know, we are, in this current state and what no longer works. A lot of people, that ego comes from a wounded child having to put up a defense. But there's been like a lot of acceptance with this. Like, a lot of people are facing those behaviors that keeps them small, like children. Now they're embracing those, they're ready for change, and then it's like you have no choice but to change. There's been an end of a cycle, and like the old does not exist in this new cycle, and it cannot. So a lot of people are accepting where they are, and, you know, embracing that, and the universe is offering opportunities for healing with those inner child wounds. I feel with the healing of the inner child, a lot of blessings are going to come through, for real. So there's like an acceptance with this, like where you are. Like, I just said it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, spirit is funny. Like, I looked at the cards, but I really didn't look at them. I just saw that it was like cards. I didn't like read them. So the next card is abundance. I know you probably can't see that, but just vibe with me on this. So yeah, abundance. As I was saying, the abundance is coming through. There's gonna be like a downfall, a windfall. There you go. In every area, abundance in every area. Like, spirit is like Oprah. Like, you got a car, you got a car, you got a house, you need a job, I got you. Yes, so there's a lot of abundance coming through. A lot of abundance in this particular cycle, because like a lot of work has been done on a spiritual plane. Like, a lot of people have went to war in the spirit on behalf of humanity to experience heaven on earth. A lot of people went through war, went through it. Me, myself, I'm one of those people, a way shower, you know. And a lot of you are as well, those who are led to watch this. You went through hell just to get to this place of inner peace, this abundance. And, you know, as the saying goes, you know, for my highest good and for all of those concerned. And if we're all one, then why are we not all concerned? A lot of people who aren't in alignment with that must be left behind. Like, you ain't got no choice. Like, some people you just can't take with you. So the next card is study. And this is like, just looking at this card, there's a rainbow here. The rainbow symbolizes promises being kept. So, and it's funny because this angel is actually in the clouds, rising above the clouds, rising above the confusion, not being able to see and being able to touch the rainbow, grabbing it, coming out of like a very cloudy place to grab the rainbow. Actually, the rainbow is coming from her hands. You just gotta Reach out. As I was saying, everything is there. You just gotta grab it. A lot of people, in a literal sense, a lot of people are looking back and realizing what did not work and moving forward to do something different. They're looking back, reviewing, studying where mistakes were made, and how certain experiences made them feel, or the results of them, the heartache that they may have caused, the pain, the struggle, everything that you've been fighting to be released from. It's like, I get the lesson now. It's like a lesson learned, moving forward towards the promised land. Just reaching out and grabbing it. The next card is balance. There's a balancing taking place. Everything is starting to balance out, in a sense. What I mean by that, there's not going to be extremes like this roller coaster ride that a lot of us have been on. Because of the healing of the inner child, or those wounds, and just self-acceptance, it's going to bring us into a balanced state. There's not going to be those dramatic ups and downs if a lot of you have been experiencing them. Everything is just going to be balanced, smooth sailing, especially those on this particular path. And it's like a balancing, especially when it comes to the heart. I feel like Archangel Raphael is very present. If you don't, subscribe to archangels and angels, that's fine. But that energy is there for the grabbing, for the taking. All right. We have meditation. This card is it always tells me to go within. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. So, oops. I feel like through meditation, or just relaxing, releasing and relaxing, you're going to hear your true heart's desires, and everything is going to be still and calm. You'll know the way. Like when there's defenses up, the heart can sometimes fight the mind, or the mind can fight the heart, because the mind remembers, certain circumstances may have happened in the past, and it sends a signal to the heart, like, that don't feel right. Although the heart already knows the way, the mind can sometimes play tricks on our perception of things. And so I feel like there's a balancing out of the mind and the heart. And going within to really listen to the heart is going to lead the way. Okay. Now I am going to pull a card. See, stop playing with me, Spirit. These cards just flying out. 3 cards. I was going to put 1 card, but Spirit has 3 cards here. Oh, wow. The first one is childhood, innocence. Like, we're speaking of this inner child. Then we have emergence. So there's, like I said, a healing of the inner child. You know, when the inner child is peeking his head out, an immersion from being sheltered, feeling scared and lonely, feeling rejected, feeling like no one cares. It's so funny that when I was younger, I wrote this, like I was probably in the 2nd grade, and I wrote this poem called The Lonely Child. Like, what little kid writes a poem about being lonely? But that's how the inner child feels sometimes, very lonely, feeling like no one understands. But now this inner child is emerging, and it's coming out with force, too. It might be like a fit, that ego. You might be going through a fit right now, going back and forth with this ego. You know. But I'm going to read the meaning to these cards. The first one, childhood, innocence. Hopefully I'll be able to see, because it's so dark. Okay. Okay, there you go. So, seance time. I don't play with that. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, if that's what if you're into, that's fine. But me personally, I'm a little scary. I don't spiritual. I'm scary. No, I'm really not. I don't like being startled. But I don't play around with stuff like that. It's nothing to play around with. It's not. But I don't. Okay, so innocence is not simply the lack of guilt or shame, but a quality in itself, one that you naturally possess when you first come into this existence. There are challenges you have faced throughout life that have further shaped your personality and character. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You have also likely encountered moments following a disappointment or loss when you turned sour or cynical, and no doubt have had times when layers of anger, fear, block the flow of your vitality, your life force. Y'all hear this? This is exactly what I've been saying. Like, because of the wounding of the inner child being wounded, this has shaped a lot of bad behaviors and mindsets that we're being set free from. Okay, so yet, in spite of all of this, there's a core of innocence that you can reawaken by releasing any shame that has covered over the truth of who you are. Take any opportunities to heal this shame and let it go so you can revisit the state of purity. Doing so helps you see every moment with fresh eyes and removes the filters that inhibit your light and love from coming forth. You truly are a child of God, so allow yourself to be that. And I hope that y'all are like really picking up on the synchronicities of this reading in the cards and what's being said. Like, Spirit is like really, really trying to hammer this into our being. So, we don't have to experience, which, you ain't got no choice. Really. You can hold on try to hold on to the old, but that's not gonna work. So you might as well embrace it. Just FYI, like whatever you're facing, embrace it. Don't try to fight it, because you're just gonna cause yourself further hurt and pain. Just, you know, get up. You face, the death had to happen. Get up, look around, and see where you are, and move forward towards the light. Okay, so next card is Dragonfly Emergence. Okay. That's a pretty card too. Okay, so you are in an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of your life. Unlike more gradual shifts in awareness you have experienced, this one is happening quite rapidly and came on somewhat unexpectedly, like I said. Without any pauses for contemplation or indecision. You may even think that you are unprepared for such dramatic changes in your life. Yet you are prepared. And can put to use the experiences and wisdom you have accumulated up to now. Which I said. See, Spirit is speaking, for real. Like the synchronicities, man. I don't know if they hitting you like that, but being that I'm a channel for this, like, it's just like amazing how Spirit confirms itself. Life is demanding that you move into the next stage of maturity. This requires you to adjust your thinking about yourself, others, and your community. It calls for you to shed yet another layer of your ego-filled defenses and let go of any illusions of being less than who you are. This period of emergence is one of broadened consciousness and heightened perceptual capabilities. And since it is inevitable, it is best to like I can't even read it. To surrender. It is best to surrender to the flow and allow yourself to gracefully move into the next cycle of your life. Didn't I just say that, y'all? Okay. So, the final card, 2 cards came out. Thank you, Spirit. The final cards we have Angel. We have Angel of Addiction Healing. This is a time of positive transformation and healing, which I said earlier in the beginning of the reading. We're in the phase of transformation and healing, which is a blessing, for real. This is like, y'all, like, for real, that card blessing that came out, this is a blessing. This is the blessing to no longer do what you did to not get ahead, how you wanted to reach your dreams, to finally being in a position to go for your dreams with no obstacles, with no certain mindsets and beliefs. A lot of freedom taking place. A lot of freedom. And Goddess of Justice. What seemed an injustice is actually a blessing in disguise. You guys see? So look at the situation from that standpoint. It's a blessing. Like, what no longer works is out of here. Now you got an opportunity to look forward to what is going to work, and what's yours is yours. Like, a lot of things had to be released. I feel like maybe like up until now, like the beginning of this year up until now, it's been longer than that, but as far as this year, maybe sometime starting in February, there's been like situations where you had to, sever cords and cut cords and release certain things, release certain situations and people. It's been like a real purging process for real, and it's gotten so intense up until the point of no return, for real. A lot of people walked away from a lot of things, a lot of attachments. And so with the letting go, there's a saying that when you do let go, God can either do two things. God can do whatever God wants to do, but two things can happen. You let it go and it's released, and God returns, or God gives you something better, or what you let go of, God can, transform that thing and return it back to you transformed for your highest good. So, that's the thing with the unknown. You don't know which road that's going to lead to, but know that either way it happens, it's going to be for your highest good, and it's going to be, when God has his hands on something, it's always good. Even what we think is bad, it's good. So I'm just going to say, God, whatever your beliefs are, I really shouldn't have to explain that, because we passed that, y'all. Like, name identities or identifications, we passed that, for real. Yes, I'm scolding for those who even have felt some type of keeping it real. Source, God. Okay, so that's my Sagittarius snapback. Because I'm going to snap before anybody get a chance to snap. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Am I really? Not really. Alright, so angel of addiction healing. You are protected and loved by God. See? And the angels that surround you right now. God and the angels are here to help, support, and heal you. They would like you to know that all can be healed through the light of love. All you need to do is surrender any addictions which you wish to release and which no longer serves you to God and the angels. I just said that. Okay, so all you need to do is surrender any addictions which you wish to release, which no longer serves you, to God and the angels. Invite them into your life and have faith in their ability to help you through this healing process as gently and lovingly as possible. Trust. This is a time of positive transformation and wondrous healing. A suggested prayer. Dear God, angels, and ascended masters, help me to overcome my addiction in the most gentle and loving way possible. Give me the strength, resolve, and courage to stick with my decision to quit. May your loving and healing light balance and heal me physically, emotionally, and mentally. Help me to feel the love and light which exists at the center of my being. Help me reconnect with my inner child, who lovingly holds the purest essence of all I truly am. Thank you, dear God, angels, and ascended masters. I received that, for real. Like, I'm going through it too. And I know what the Most High is doing. It's just, the not knowing it's a little bit scary, but I surrender that fear. I'm facing that fear still. And that's one thing about fear. Fear is present it's still going to be fear's presence. Like, you're going to feel fear. But the thing with that, and I did a video last night about fear, you know. That's the thing with fear. You're going to feel it, but the point is to not allow it to cripple you. Get you balled up in a corner. Afraid to hold your head up and look it straight in the eye. So, with this addiction, though, like, I want to make it very clear. Because sometimes, you know, you got to make things clear for people. You know, sometimes we got to get a little bit deeper. But, you know, for those who wants a literal sense to everything, that's okay. Because I just want to make sure that we all are on the same page and that we're moving forward. An addiction is something that you do over and over again, even though it's, you know that it's not good for you. Like, you know, the saying, like, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's what this addiction is. And that's like certain mindsets and certain situations and people that you keep trying over and over again, but you see that it's not working. So, you know, the Most High stepping in and severing those cords to those type of attachments that are not healthy. We're all entering a healthy phase now. We're all healed. We're being healed. And it's a process. Trust the process. Like, all this stuff is real. Like, all these sayings and stuff, you gotta believe it. And if those type of sayings been coming across you lately, you gotta believe it. People not just talking. That's for real. So, Goddess of Justice. I'm gonna end this video. Let's read it. Okay, so Goddess of Justice. One more time before I read it. How many stars are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Harmony. Freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom, shooting stars. Victory. She has a lightsaber in her hand. I don't know what that is. A sword. A lightsaber. Yeah. And it's downward. So the battle is over. And she comes out flawless. Okay, so justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. You feel that a certain situation in your life is in some way unfair. Yet be assured that justice, which is the natural state of balance inherited in the universe, does exist. Justice is actually the universal law of cause and effect through which all in life is kept in balance. The recent event which you perceive to be unfair is actually a blessing in disguise, here to guide you towards your highest purpose. It is understandable that you cannot see the blessing at this time. However, the Goddess of Justice is asking you to surrender the strong emotions and resentments you have attached to the situation. Trust. By letting go of this issue, she will help clear your path and create the space for something wondrous to occur. Okay, so healing is happening. Healing is occurring. There's a lot of transformations taking place. A lot of deaths that's taking place. The dying of ego so that the inner child can live. And if you haven't had a chance to check out any of my other videos, please do, because it's like a lot of good information in those videos, like jewels, you know, and I'm sharing them with you guys, you know. Now is such a time, because, you know, I've been through the experiences as well, you know, having to see things from a different point of view. Um, so if you need some type of inspiration or encouragement, check them videos out. If you need help, contact me. Okay, so all my information is posted in the description box below. You know, I don't start the video off by, you know, saying subscribe to my channel. You know, I've tried it, but it just don't feel natural. So I would really invite you all to subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you click that notification bell, like and comment, share, you know. And when you do comment, let me know how this resonates, you know. Tell me like what you got going on in your life, and maybe, you know, it'll be an inspiration to someone else. But if you are in need of spiritual advice or spiritual encouragement, insight, guidance, contact me. Like I said, my information is in the description box. Also, be sure to check out my Good Vibes Facebook page. I work with crystals to make mostly necklaces, you know, this energy field, energy charge. And I hope you all feel the energy that I give through these readings. Like, I hope that there's a connection, because if there is a connection, receive this healing. So, that is all. I thank you all for joining me. Be sure to reach out. I love you guys. Until next time, love and light. Namaste. Good night, and signing off.